everybody, this is Accounting Superstars. Welcome to the channel, and I'm Professor Don Bush, and I've been teaching accounting for about 30 years, and I've got some really great ways to explain it. So today we're going to learn about the present value of an annuity. So what the heck is an annuity? An annuity is equal payments over equal periods of time. So these $1,000 here, they're assumed to be paid at the end of each year. So this $1,000 is assumed to be paid at the end of year 1, the end of year 2, the end of year 3, end of year 4. So this is just how we do it. It's just a simplification here that everybody uses. So equal payments over equal periods of time. In a previous episode, we learned about finding the present value of a lump sum. Now, I've just been using 4 years in this example here. You could use 4 years, you could use 10 years, you could use 100 years, you could use 2 years, whatever you want to do. But if I were to put my 1,000 here, this would be a lump sum of $1,000, and we could find the present value. And of course, you want to put a 0 here in this space. We learned about that in a prior episode here. Otherwise, Excel gets confused. But today we're learning about annuities. Annuities are equal payments over equal periods of time, and they can be any amount. So let's just use $600. There we go. So that would be considered an annuity, folks. Equal payments over equal periods of time. You could use any amount. Like, let's put in $20,000. So, folks, that would be an annuity. So I'm doing this over 4 years, but you could do it over 10, 15, 20, 100, 1,000 years, whatever you want to do. You could do it over 2 years. Let's find the present value. Fortunately, the present value is really easy. Let's use 10% as an example. Here we go. So to find the present value, go up here to Formulas, go to Financial, and down to NPV. There you go. The rate is 10%, so either 0.10 or 10%, either way it's going to work. The value, instead of typing in these numbers, just highlight the ones you want. There you go, and hit OK. And there's the present value, folks. So in other words, this annuity of $20,000 here is worth $63,397. So what does this mean? So it means if a person had $63,397 in the bank and the bank was paying 10% interest, that person could withdraw $20,000 at the end of year 1. Withdraw another $20,000 at the end of year 2. Withdraw another $20,000 at the end of year 3, and finally withdraw another $20,000 at the end of year 4. Of course, at the end of the year 4, after withdrawing that final amount, there would be nothing left in the account. But of course, this only works at 10% interest. Let's try it at a different percentage rate. Let's try 6%. So all we do, go up to Formulas. Go to Financial, go down to NPV. There we go. So the rate is 6%. So you can type in 6% or 0.06 either way. Go down to Value 1. And instead of typing these in, let's highlight them. There we go. So there's the dollar amount now. So in other words, if a person had in a savings account $69,302 and that account was paying 6%, that person could withdraw $20,000 at the end of year 1, $20,000 at the end of year 2, $20,000 at the end of year 3, and withdraw $20,000 at the end of year 4. Of course, there'd be nothing left at the end of year 4 after that final withdrawal. There you go. Now, just like in a previous episode, when the interest rates get smaller, this number is going to get larger. It all works the same way. I'm going to get rid of that 0 here, just so it's a little easier to read. So there we go. Okay, so let's find the present value. Now interest rates are dropping, so this amount should get larger. So go to formulas, go to financial, go to NPV. There we go. The interest rate is 2%. 0.02 or 2% either way. Value 1. Cover up the numbers you need. And look at that, it went up quite a bit. So, in other words, if a person had $76,155 in an account and that account was paying 2%, that person could withdraw $20,000 at the end of year 1, $20,000 at the end of year 2, $20,000 at the end of year 3, and $20,000 at the end of year 4. There you go. In other words, the $76,155 is equivalent to these $20,000 here, but it's only equivalent at 2% interest rate. Any other interest rate that wouldn't be equal. Okay, I'm going to test you guys. What if our account is only paying 1%, which is probably more typical these days? Is this present value going to be larger than these two, or is it going to be smaller? Well, let's find out. Hopefully you know the answer. I hope you do. You don't need to calculate to know the answer to that question. So here we go, 1%. Value 1, here's all we do, folks. Cover up the values that we want. Bingo. Hit OK. It's bigger, which I hope we all expected that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you find the present value of an annuity. So, what's an annuity? Equal payments over equal periods of time. Very common. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helped, and I'll see you